Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating story right from the heart of the AI arms race. It's a story where a major setback for one tech giant is actually turning into a massive win for another.
It sounds a little backward, doesn't it? But that's the central puzzle we're going to solve in this explainer. How exactly does Tesla pulling the plug on a huge project send these massive shockwaves through the industry and make its rivals very happy?
Okay, let's get right into it. The whole story revolves around Tesla's decision to end its own custom AI chip development. And that one move is completely reshuffling the deck for some of the biggest names in technology.
So here's the headline that really got everyone's attention. According to reports, Tesla is hitting the brakes, hard, on its super ambitious project codenamed Dojo. This was a massive, in-house effort to build their own specialized hardware for all their AI dreams.
And boom, here's the immediate ripple effect. You had analysts at Wells Fargo jumping on this right away, pointing out that, well, if Tesla isn't building its own chips anymore, it's got to buy them from someone. And that instantly makes Tesla an even bigger customer for the market leaders. We're talking Nvidia and AMD.
Now, to really understand why this is such a big deal, we need to rewind a bit. We've got to look at what Dojo actually was and what it meant for Tesla's entire future. Because this was not just some little side project.
Okay, so at its core, Dojo was Tesla's moonshot attempt to build a supercomputer completely from the ground up. Its whole purpose was to chew through this unimaginable mountain of video and driving data that Tesla's cars are collecting like every second of every day, all to train the AI for things like full self-driving.
And this right here, this quote just nails the strategy. For years, Elon Musk has been saying that Tesla's future isn't just about cars. He sees it as a powerhouse in AI and robotics. Dojo was supposed to be the engine driving that whole transformation. It was basically a declaration of technological independence.
You know, here's an easy way to picture it. If training these giant AI models is like running a factory, well, that factory needs a crazy amount of power. So instead of buying electricity from the public grid, Tesla wanted to build its own private, super efficient power station. That was Dojo.
But then, the plot takes a very sharp turn. Right when it seemed like everything was ramping up, the signals coming out of Tesla got weird. And the whole project just came to a sudden, grinding halt. A huge red flag that something was up was the departure of Pete Bannon. I mean, this guy was the vice president of hardware engineering, a star executive that Tesla poached from Apple way back in 2016 specifically to lead these kinds of efforts. When a leader of his caliber walks out the door, you know there's been a massive strategic shift.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because you see this total contradiction. On a recent earnings call, you had Musk saying the next generation, Dojo 2, was on track to be up and running at scale next year. But then, almost right after, reports surfaced that the Dojo team is being shut down and people are being moved to other projects. That kind of whiplash just shows you how sudden this pivot really was.
So here's the bottom line. This decision completely changes Tesla's role in the whole AI hardware market. They're not a potential competitor to the big chip companies anymore. Nope. Now, they are one of their most important clients.
Let's go back to our power station analogy. Tesla has basically torn up the blueprints for its own private power plant. So now, to keep its AI factories running, it's got no choice but to plug into the main grid, a grid whose power plants are, metaphorically speaking, built and run by companies like Nvidia.
And to really get just how much of a windfall this is for Nvidia, you have to appreciate the insane scale of Tesla's needs. Even before giving up on Dojo, this was their starting point. A gigantic cluster of around 50,000 of Nvidia's absolute top-of-the-line H100 GPUs.
But that was just an appetizer. Now that Dojo is off the table, the spending is just accelerating. They're adding another 16,000 of Nvidia's even newer and more powerful H200 chips at the Gigafactory in Texas. It's just a fire hose of cash pointed straight at Nvidia.
And if you want to put a price tag on it, here you go. Musk himself said it. He pointed out that while building a Dojo computer might cost, say, $500 million, Tesla was going to spend more than that just on Nvidia hardware in a single year.
So let's zoom out for a second. What does this all really mean for the bigger picture?
Well, this whole saga perfectly captures that fundamental build versus buy dilemma that every single major tech company is wrestling with in the age of AI.
So what have we learned? Okay, first, Tesla has completely flipped the script, going from a hardware competitor to a massive customer with a wide-open checkbook. Second, this is a painful reminder of just how insanely difficult and expensive it is to build these custom AI chips from the ground up. And third, it pretty much proves that the market for general-purpose GPUs is more powerful than ever. It suggests that in this AI arms race, the winner might not be the company with the most clever in-house design, but maybe the one with the deepest pockets to just buy their way to the top.
And that leaves us with this final critical question that you can bet every tech leader is asking themselves right now. As this race for AI dominance just gets hotter and hotter, what's the smarter play? To painstakingly build your own unique tools from scratch, or to just buy the most powerful ones on the market, no matter what they cost? Tesla's latest move has placed a very, very big bet on that answer.